That's what we've been fighting for. But with this endless parade of distractions and political posturing and phony scandals, Washington's taken its eye off the ball. And I'm here to say this needs to stop. This needs to stop.
Are you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live from the Newsmax
Ladies and gentlemen,
studios,
the President of the United States speaking yesterday for an hour and 6 minutes. I guess, I don't know, I think it was all of his campaign speeches merged together, talking about the economy, talking about Congress, talking about a possible government shutdown, talking about Obamacare, and the evil Republicans, of course, demagoguing and separating like a good community organizer, Saul Alinsky follower would do. Joining us now is Congressman Marsha Blackburn, 7th CD, Tennessee. Hello, Congressman.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm doing fine, you know, because I didn't have to.
Awesome.
I didn't have to watch the whole 1 hour and 6 minutes. I'd probably still be asleep if that were the case.
Well, I think that you probably most likely would have fallen asleep, or maybe your attention would have been diverted, or maybe you would have picked up a good economics book to read because you realize this president obviously does not understand the economy.
Okay, so what did he say that really got under your skin, or that set off a little red light in your head?
Well, he continues to talk about we need government investment, but you notice he doesn't talk about growth in the economy because he doesn't understand what gives you that growth. What he wants and continues to talk about is government going in and investing, government stimulating, and it doesn't work. I mean, my goodness, we're 5 years into this. We are at 7.6% unemployment. The U6 number is at 14.3%, and instead of looking for another job, you had a lot of 60-year-olds that lost their job, and now they're just going ahead and they're retiring.
Yeah, no.
And people are just so frustrated, Steve. And they're sitting out there. They continue to look around them and they say, where'd all the jobs go? What's happened? Why aren't the jobs coming back?
Right.
Because what the president says and what's happening in the country don't match up.
Absolutely. He also, Congressman, talks about manufactured scandals. You know, and we have gotten so much more information, especially on the IRS scandal, on Benghazi, where we now find out that people have been made to sign sworn statements that they'll clam up and not talk about Benghazi. These are survivors. We still haven't gotten anywhere with the whole Justice Department looking into the media and the James Rosen thing. So, you know, the media is trying to do their best to say these things are over and done with, but especially on the IRS front, there's more information now than ever that shows this goes way, way up.
Yes, you're exactly right. The IRS scandal is just beginning to unfold. The DOJ scandal with snooping on some of the reporters, that is just, those investigations are just getting underway. At Energy and Commerce Committee, our investigative work of the EPA finally admitting that, yes, they were politically targeting people, that HHS out here trying to raise money to stand up Obamacare. We're just beginning our investigations of those issues.
All right, let me ask you, Congressman, there has been great disappointment. I first discovered this over a week ago. I spoke to Congressman Garrett, Scott Garrett, who happens to be my congressman in Jersey, and he said that the leadership just does not have the stomach or any plans to defund Obamacare in the House because it could lead to a shutdown of the government and a fight that they don't want to take on at this point. And people have been asking, and I've been asking for months and months, and you know, maybe even a year, hey, when are the Republicans going to stop? You know, it's nice that you guys always vote to do away with Obamacare. Excuse me, but you have the purse strings to fund part or all of it. And when will that happen? And now I'm hearing from the Senate, one or two senators, Senator Lee and a couple of others, saying we need to take on this fight. But I've heard nothing from the House that this is something they plan to do.
Well, we do plan to do it, and I have a bill that would delay for 1 full year the implementation of Obamacare. Now, what some people do not understand is that in order to defund it, you have to first delay it. That because the continuing resolution that we're operating under predates Obamacare. And what the administration is doing is reprogramming money that is in that continuing resolution to stand up Obamacare. So H.R. 2809 is my bill that would delay all programs and all taxes for 1 full year. And then once we pass that, then we can come back and we can defund or disallow the administration the right to reprogram any of that money. They won't need it because the program's been delayed.
But, Congressman, that's never going to pass. That might pass the House, but it's never going to be signed into law, so it's never going to be delayed. The way this program continues to crash, even the president has said his employer mandate is not workable. And, I think the Senate will end up taking that up. And I do think that you could see that actually become law. And you have to be able to push something. We can pass that in the House. We can send it to the Senate to delay it for a full year after we've passed it in the House. We have a solid footing to stand on to delay to eliminate any reprogramming of that money from being used for Obamacare. They don't need it. The program's not going to be stood up for another year, so you have every right in the world to block that money. Okay, now let me ask you about one other thing here. There's a poll out. It's an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, so we know it's got to be right. And it says that a plurality of Americans support what they're doing in Texas and doing in states around the country, and that is restricting abortions after 20 weeks. That shows that 44% of respondents say they support that. 37% oppose it. Again, this is a winning issue for Republicans on a national level, too, to fight for and to speak about, as opposed to, as McCain and Romney did, run away from.
Yeah, exactly right. And when you look at women, it's about an 80% issue with women. Once a child feels pain, once you get to that 20-week mark where you have children that are in our NICUs, babies that can survive outside the womb, people want to see abortions eliminated for those children. So that is why we passed the bill in the House. We did it with bipartisan support. I think that you will see additional support for that as the bill moves over to the Senate, and my hope is the Senate will take it up.
Yeah, well, I would hope as well, certainly. All right.
Steve, the thing is, the Senate will respond to pressure from constituents. They have in the past, and I think this is another of those issues where it is constituent pressure that will get something done on it.
Well, I hope you're right, my thing is, what I can't understand as a layman, why the Congress can't just say, why the House can't just say, for instance, we're not funding the money for the IRS agents to participate in Obamacare, and then let the chips fall where they may. Let the president veto the whole budget.
That's what we do. We do through the appropriations bills. We run amendments that would disallow that. We continue to do that. We do those defunding amendments every single year. And the problem is we do not pass a budget. The budget doesn't get passed, so therefore the appropriations end up not getting done, and we end up with a continuing resolution.
Right. Now,
so
good point.
That is why you want to go through and delay a program and then come back around and disallow the reprogramming of money within that continuing resolution for standing up a program.
Okay. Congressman, thank you. Great to talk to you.
Absolutely. Good talking to you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Congressman Marsha Blackburn, ladies and gentlemen, Republican 7CD.